A pleasant morning, everyone. My name is Chen Deqian. I major in chemical engineering. Today, about my final report of this topic is about a biomass material for electrochromic devices. So biomass, the waste, we want to reuse it, recycle it into an economic product. We call it electrochromic device. So okay, all of that I will introduce and explain it in later parts. But let me just begin. So during today's work, I will divide it into several parts. I will introduce this, what is our material, and tell about the synthesis part is how to make our material. Characterization is to see if our material is correct or not. And electrochromic properties measurement is to know how it is good at color changing. Okay, and later in discussion part, we will see electrochromic properties and the coloration efficiency. There are two ways to check to see if a material performance is good. And last, the conclusion is a reminder to remind all you guys again that our material is proved to be good. Okay, so for introduction, let me just briefly introduce the biomass material that comes from natural and industrial waste. And cellulose is the most commonly used material. It comes from biomass. Cellulose 纤维素 it can be divided, decomposed into a single part. We call it furan. So our work starts here. We managed to synthesize it into oligofuran. Oligofuran is like a string of length to connect to each other. And this oligomer, organic oligomer, we want to put it into a device called electrochromic device, ECD. And what does ECD mean? It means a little bit about the voltage to apply on it so it can go color changes from dark to bleach and from bleach to dark again. So electrochromic means the color can change it back and forth. Okay, so what are these devices can be used in reality? So for example, a smart window can block out the light outside. What can it help us? It can really reduce the use of the cooling system inside and to reduce the energy consumption. Another is the smart glasses. We all know that sunglasses can block out sunlight, but these smart sunglasses can really block out when it really sends the sun. For others, it's a normal glasses like. Okay, so in these products, these materials are commonly used organic material for electrochromic devices. And we can see that furan loses the structure like furan, but it's very rarely in use due to its alpha position carbon. And what does it tell? It really goes unstable and irreversible reaction under the oxidation potential. Some previous work have been working on a polyfuran. Polyfuran means that many of them connect to each other, so it can prevent easily reopening. But it still arises another problem. Because it is difficult to synthesize. So the low yield and low efficiency leads to the low not commonly in use. So how about another idea? Well, our team working on the trifuran compounds. It is like three of the furan rings connected to each other. So this material holds about some advantages such as it holds a robust, we call it strong rigidity of the backbone. And another is it has a very densely packaged and it holds a higher conductivity. What's more, it is a facial synthesis. When we see facial, it tells about easy and rapid. And last is most importantly is it comes from a biomass, which makes it more eco-friendly. So in today's part, I would like to introduce one of them. It is called the Tri-NOH. And later, I will explain what this device is telling about. Alright, let me just move on to the next part about synthesis. Synthesis means that how I make this material. So from this one-step reaction, we can see 2-methylfuran, 5-hydroxymethylfurfural under the 6 degrees Celsius and mixed in 3 hours. We can get this product. From this reaction, we use this pink one. This is the catalyst we use because MOF-808SO4. What does it tell us about it? This is a material called metal organic framework that is used and measured in our Then, and this material tells about the microporous vacuum properties in this structure. So it holds a high specific surface area, 高比表面积, and it helps our reaction with very high yield, with 80%. Alright, so after that, our material is checked by the MMR. MMR profile tells about our material is successfully and correctly synthesized. Alright, after the synthesis part, we will talk about it is good at color change, right? The electrochemical properties measurement. So our material, we mix it into a proper condition and into the solution part, and then we analyze it into an instrument, and then we get a data result. The result shows that our material can go under oxidation and reduction potential. It depends on the positive and negative voltage we apply in. So from the neutral state, it can go into cations, 阳离子. And what we can see is this radical cation, two of them can pair in each other. And the interaction between the radical cation can really change color from light yellow to dark red. Okay, so it tells about how to change color. Alright, after the oxidation is checked into this solution, we would like to see how it performs in the electrochromic device. Alright, so the electrochromic device composed of the two ITO glasses. This is conducting glasses, and sandwich our material into proper condition so that can conduct the color changes in this device. Alright, so electrochromic properties is measured as follows. We put it also into analysis of the instrument and to see if it can perform well. So as a positive side, we use potential here. This is the negative side of the voltage here, and the current flows in this way. We'll see how they change colors. The result shows that under the spectrum of the visible light absorption, we see the highest absorption light comes into the 511. What does it mean? 511, we see, okay, the green light. But the green light is the absorbed light. So the complementary color shows about red. So it really shows about dark red color. And the color change we can see here in this photo. And color change back and forth is electrochromism. Alright, I will show you another persuasive proof. Is the video. We show you a video about how to really change color. As time goes by, you can see the color changing from dark to bleach one. Okay, it's because the voltage from positive to negative. As time goes by again, we can see the color change from bleach to color again. And after the cycles, the extent of the color change can be shown in this plot. But this plot tells about changes in transmittance, 穿透度, under the voltage applied from -1 and +1. So after 10 cycles, it can still remain more than 30% of the transmittance changes. For larger cycles, like 500, it can still remain 16% in 100 and 11% after 500 cycles. It really changes a lot. Alright, so another way to tell our material is good is called the efficiency of how you change color. We call it correction efficiency. So we first evaluate the accumulated charges over time. So this is how many charges we have and how many charges we have plotted to how much of the extent the changing color. So this regression line, the slope tells about the correlation efficiency. And the value falls into the 1,000 and 200. What does it mean? Compared to previous work, if it stands out among them, it tells about that we only need a little bit about the charges and can change its colors a lot. And for the reason we tell again is because our mechanism, our way to change its color is my material turns into radical cation, and that interaction between themselves is a strong interaction. So that interaction causes a fast and stable change in color. this is our what is new in our work, our niche. Okay, so the best reminder for you guys is a conclusion that our material comes from biomass, and the facial production is called as rapid, and only take 3 hours. And stable optical changes reaches more than 30%, and high correlation efficiency reaches more than 1,200. That's all of my talk. If you have any question, feel free to ask me. Okay, thank you everyone.